I walk through the shadow of death left to fear. This is a journey through the halls of hell.
Yes people, what is good? I am BA, back once again with another reaction in the Game of Thrones series. This is episode 5 of season 4 and it is called First of His Name. Last episode, Tyrion's still awaiting trial, Tommen's getting prepped to be king by Tywin, and Daenerys has just launched her first assault on the new city by having Grey Worm and those sneak in and arm the slaves so they can kill the masters internally. Along with a billion other storylines by the way, but let's keep these intros quick and get right into it. This is episode 5 of season 4, First of His Name. Let's check it out and see what it's saying to it. I love the name Dreadfort for the keep. It's such an easy cheat sheet to make something sound formidable and just take words like dread or doom or fear or terror or war and then put them in front of something else and it instantly sounds fucking terrifying. Like you could be like, oh look, a butterfly, and your friend would be like, stay away from that, that's a doom moth, and you'd be like, whoa, we don't want to leave that in your cupboard, you know?
May the smith grant him strength that he might bear this heavy burden.
Probably the most well-rounded nice king we get in the entire show. Robert is nice, but he can also be brutal. Bran is kinda nice, but also just kinda like a blank slate by the time he wears the crown. Tormund is still very much human, unlike Bran, but also just a decent dude. And of course, these are the people that should have these positions, but they're not really cut out for them because they're just always in a world surrounded by cutthroats and they end up getting their throats cut, which I guess is to be expected hanging about with cutthroats. If anything, you'd be disappointed if they didn't at least attempt it. So you'd be like, you're a cutthroat, yeah? Yeah. You gonna cut anyone's throat? Nah, it's more just reputation, the name and that. You'd be like, I see. Well, that's incredibly disappointing, sir.
Long may he reign. Long may he reign.
I thought that for once. You can do a lot worse than Tormund for a king, as this show has already illustrated.
He was my husband, my king. He would have been your nightmare.
I completely disagree with that. Cersei does not know the power of Marjorie's ways. Everyone in the entire world, Joffrey is the nightmare of, except Marjorie, who she somehow finessed into just being absolutely head over heels for her for.
He's only a boy. A good boy, a decent boy. He always has been.
That's a ridiculous way of looking at it. Like, do you think the same about school shooters or them two kids who killed that kid in Liverpool in the 80s or 90s or whenever it was? You know, there is just some people born bad, and we'd all love to think there was a psychologist out there who could unlock some hidden key in the mind which will just cure them of all their ailments. But the darker, more bleak, more realistic truth is some people are just born bad. And if psychologists get involved, they instantly manipulate that situation into victimhood so they get attention, which just panders to their psychotic narcissism. It's a complex subject. Let's move on.
I haven't even given any thought to it. It would be a great honour, of course.
Marjorie saying all the right things as usual.
I'll speak to mine.
And by Cersei's reaction there, I get the feeling Marjorie actually successfully manipulated her in that scene. The way Cersei said, I'll speak to my father, she didn't see through that Marjorie had clearly contemplated marrying Tormund before that conversation. She fully bought that Marjorie was like, oh, me marry Tormund? Little old me, still in mourning, you want me to do it? Unlike Cersei, not to see through bullshit. That's twice in 2 episodes now. She also thinks Tyrion is guilty of killing Joffrey.
They've been fighting Joffrey's wars for years. They're tired, dispersed, and now the king is dead.
That's the problem with a shit king like Joffrey as well. Even if he still had a lot of loyal soldiers, when push comes to shove and you know your king is a little dipshit, you'd just be like, oh, fuck this, I'm walking off into the woods and living as a wild man. Not surrendering, not running away, making a pilgrimage to a better place.
The council you installed to rule over the city has been overthrown by a butcher named Cleon.
Ah, that's brutal, but it goes to show that unless she's got the numbers to leave significant amount of her army behind in each of the cities she conquers, it will only be a temporary change, and then as soon as she moves on, people will be like, cool, she's gone, let's re-enslave everyone. What else does she expect to happen? I mean, it's called Slaver's Bay. Did you not expect them to put up somewhat of a fight? The amount of paperwork they'd have to go through for a name change is grounds to fight hard alone.
Why should anyone follow me?
You're a Targaryen. You're the mother of dragons.
I mean, kinda true. Having 3 dragons at your disposal will keep people in check, even if you're not there. But when they're bigger, these cities don't care about these dog-sized dragons. Ah, Sansa has made her journey, venturing forth from the frying pan and now arriving into the moon doored fire. And if you were going to make fire worse, adding a moon door would be one way to do it.
If you attack this gate, you do it on this road. 3 men abreast.
That's why I absolutely love the Vale. Not only is it protected in its entrance by mountainous terrain, but its actual safe points where everybody lives are up high. I guess the only way to really take this place out would be to try and destroy its foundations maybe, and just let it topple from below.
Uncle Peter!
My lord!
Well, it's just nice to see a human he likes as much as a tit.
A gift.
Nice, he's going to sharpen the wings and stab a cat with that.
My name is
Elise. Do take down that hood, child. Don't you think I know who you are?
I swear a shopkeeper said that to me once at gunpoint.
Mummy said they'd killed your mother and they chopped off your brother's head.
Sansa's such a tough individual already, man. Even being reminded of facts like that in such a blunt, cruel way would be enough for most people to break down.
Robin, show Sansa to her chamber. Take the back stairs.
I think, if I remember correctly, Aunt Lysa has done this under the pretense that Sansa is a bride for Robin, and Baelish has allowed her to believe that, knowing that at some point he's going to get rid of this woman.
Let's get married tonight.
Oh, this woman's so crazy.
I'm going to scream when my husband makes love to me.
That's really respectful of the children in the residence there, psycho lady. Well, she wasn't lying.
I didn't like your husband. Used to pat me on the back a lot.
I bet Tywin didn't like getting patted on the back by Robert. I also bet that he didn't say shit about it, because I guarantee you Robert Baratheon was one dude that Tywin Lannister didn't say shit to.
Robert wasn't particularly rich.
Robert had me funding him.
So, say Robert Baratheon had have lived, and there had still been this fallout between the Lannisters and Starks, but Robert had decided to side with Ned. Do you think Tywin would have pulled the funding, even though Robert was still the king? And in which case, what would Robert do? Would he be able to get a loan as the king from the Iron Bank, or would he just be fucked because he didn't have the resources? Seems like in this world, the people with the most gold should rule, but they don't. You know, they illustrate how much these resources mean, but then at the end of the day, those with the most don't really use it to their advantage that much in the show.
That's what the Iron Bank is. A temple.
Like the Iron Bank, for example, you know, if it's anything like the human world, it would stand to reason that long ago the Iron Bank would start financing political candidates in each of the different holds and realms so that they could sneak in leaders into these other places and thus unify the world through their money, basically.
I know you're building a strong case against Tyrion, and as a mother, that is your right.
You guys have probably explained this to me in the comments already because I've been talking about this for weeks, but what is her single-mindedness towards Tyrion about? I would think as a loving mother, she would truly want to know 100% who it was. And what if it wasn't Tyrion? She doesn't seem to care. The mistakes she's making just now seem uncharacteristic, but I guess we can chalk it up to the fact she has just lost a son. I mean, who knows how someone's head is after that happening to them.
Tywin Lannister, the Red Woman, Beric Dondarrion.
It's a good list. It's a strong starting 11. You would back them as an opening lineup against any team.
Hate's as good a thing as any to keep a person going. Better than most.
True, anything that can be manufactured into a healthy fuel is a good emotion to have. It's about whether or not you can control that emotion and turn it into a healthy, consumable, eco-friendly fuel for yourself.
Only one name left. The Hound.
Even now she doesn't mean that shit, she's just saying it. If push came to shove right now, I genuinely don't think she'd do it.
Your grandfather had assigned a scepter to watch her at meals. Cat was the firstborn daughter after all.
Fucking hell, I didn't even think there was such a thing as a medieval weight coach, but you know you're eating too many honey cakes when they assign a scepter to watch you. Just some fucking religious dude guarding the medieval fridge.
How do you like them?
They're delicious.
Even this fucking scene, it seems like she's being so nice, but when she's looking at Sansa right now, she's thinking, the future wife of my titty-sucking son.
Feels responsible for you.
Oh, I know he does. I'm so grateful.
Why?
Oh, here it comes. Here comes the crazy.
Peter is risking his life to save you. The daughter of a woman who didn't love him.
Okay, I get your point. It's just your thumbs have went through my fingers and are touching your fingers through the other side of my fingers.
All he says is that I'm a stupid little girl with stupid dreams who never learns.
What's kind of mad about that little moment is Sansa was lying there. He doesn't always call her a stupid little girl and all that shit. So she was giving a great acting performance there, but it was not truthful. Sansa learning the Ice Queen ways for the forces of good. Look at her. Look at that fucking warrior. All I know is the next person that crosses this path against Brienne is in for a rough day. I've just realised. Please tell me this isn't where they cross paths with the Hound. I don't want to see the Hound written out of the show for a season yet. Him and Arya are the best thing about this show.
All knights have squires, my lady.
I'm not a knight. And I'm not a slaver either.
You might not be a knight yet, Brienne, but you've proven yourself to be a true warrior, and you've had upgrades in 3 different ways. I didn't even realise you got the triple upgrade last episode, but you got the armour, you got the sword, and you got a squire. Come on. I mean, Jaime Lannister might as well have chopped his own cock off, fused it onto your genitalia, then sucked it. And you think, oh, Arya hasn't had much training in the water dancing style, you know, she just had a few weeks and then that was it. But no, she's practicing the katas. She remembers the techniques he was telling her and she's been sharpening them every day still. And I love that just that little moment shows she wakes up and she'll practice the water dancing katas and shit. So she is getting effective with, I guess it's not a full fencing style, it's more like a rapier sword style she's using.
Who taught you that shite?
The greatest swordsman who ever lived.
I think water dancing's a dope style. It's the sniper, you know, some people like a club, some people like a gun, but if both are doing the job of eliminating the brain, then what's the difference? Of course, that is the downside of that style. It's not made for getting through plate. You gotta look for like the gap between the helmet and the shoulder bit. Slip it in under the neck, little sneaky shots like that, under the armpits, etc. You don't want to be trying to drive that through a piece of chainmail or solid steel armor. Unless you're the Mountain, he could probably put that thing through a vault door.
8 daughters.
The 5th is difficult. I named her after my sister.
It shows how much of a good dad he is though, because he's a prince. Princes are busy dudes. I'm assuming most princes are pretty shit dads who have a lot of help in raising their children, and he knows all 8 of them, knows the 5th one's difficult, knows her by order of birth and difficulty by personality. He's got 2 charts going on there. There's some lines cross-secting there.
What good is power if you cannot protect the ones you love?
She's looking at it the wrong way. It's not about why didn't all my power and wealth stop that from happening to him. It's why did I allow him to become a person who other people would want that to happen to?
The last time I saw her, she was swimming with 2 of my girls in the water gardens.
Oh, Dawn sounds so peaceful and happy, man. These guys sound like if they had control of the 7 kingdoms, it would be a beautiful, free-loving world.
We'd sail down to Sunspear for her.
My mother misses her very much.
I hope Cersei can see by that conversation though that her daughter truly is safe. Like, Dawn genuinely seem like cool people if you don't fuck with them, and she will be having a happy time swimming about and shit.
Did you remove the skin?
Out of all the animal carcasses they have definitely used on the show, I am hoping the rabbit we just saw set on fire and then stamped into a mush was a prop. Otherwise, that rabbit got treated like shit after death, and whoever signed off on that, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Helping you with your armor.
I've been removing my own armor for quite some time, thank you very much.
It's a strange cold side of Brienne we get with her interactions with Podrick, and I don't know what that is 100% down to. Does she not respect him? Does she just feel that awkward about having a squire? She doesn't really act this way in the show to anybody else except people she strongly dislikes who have given her reason to dislike them.
Did you ever do anything remotely related to combat?
I killed a man, King's Guard.
Yeah, that's right, at the Battle of the Blackwater, saved Tyrion's life. So you can keep your moody teenager stare off of my boy Podrick.
Help me with these straps.
But it's nice to see her warming up to him a little bit. Oh look, Locke's being a little sneaky rat about things. How uncharacteristic of him. Okay, this is the one instance where I can't hate. He's doing reconnaissance for the Night's Watch party who are about to come and save Bran Stark. In this one instance, I will let you off.
You need water.
I need water. Do you know what rhymes with I need water? Harry Potter. And I was third in line, but that little shit Daniel Radcliffe.
At the hill. Great Weirwood tree.
I wish they explained how this guy can get visions like that. How the fuck can he get actual vivid visions like this if he's not also in some way a three-eyed raven or connected to it?
We have to find it. You have to make it.
Don't get me wrong, plot progression wise that is really, really fortunate, but you know, how does it happen? Can Harry Potter set his own fucking hand on fire and just look at it? I don't think so, mate. Now you look into my flaming fire hand and tell me from your heart of hearts Harry Potter is better at magic than me.
We'll carve him up like walnut pie.
I wouldn't imagine walnut pie would require that much carving. And I've already told you guys how much I love dagger shit. Absolutely love it. Think it's ninja and cool. Don't want to see what Locke can do with a knife. Go fuck yourself. Unless he can do flips with it and stuff. That's super cool.
I always like the golden curls. You take whatever's left.
Oh, for fuck's sake. These guys are so horrible in every way. Except the dagger shit.
Get over! Hold on! Please! Please leave her alone!
I don't know why Bran's first thought isn't, okay, I'll just warg into Hodor. That would be my first move as soon as I realised I could do that shit.
Now what is a pretty little highborn girl like you doing out here in the deep dark woods, eh?
Are they highborn? What house are these two from? I assumed they were like weird woodland, not children of the forest, but maybe somewhere between children of the forest and wildlings. I didn't realise they were highborn runaways.
I can see things. That's very helpful. Things that haven't happened yet.
Okay, so this is different from warging and other shit we've seen. This ability is called The Sight. I don't think any other character we meet in this show has this ability, except Bran at the end, I guess.
Don't close your eyes.
Oh, he's such a piece of shit, but that's such a cool dagger.
I saw your body burn. I saw the snow fall and bury your bones.
This is the way I like people doing it, by the way. You know how Stephen King explores it a lot? I do not like how he uses psychic abilities and shit in his writing. I just don't. He also calls it the sight, I believe, or the shining, or the shine, or something. But see the way they use it in this? I think it's better because a lot of it is almost like a crazy person telling you something, except you know they have this ability. So by them saying it, they're injecting like a foreboding doom. If they say like someone's gonna die, it just injects this like, oh fuck, are they? When? Where? Instead of exploring the actual phenomenon of what they've been able to do too weirdly. Does that make sense?
Hold on! A little crippled lord.
What a fucking dickhead, just to make sure it was Bran. So this is the moment Locke's using to double cross everyone. He's trying to sneak out with Bran while the rest of the Night's Watch attack the place. And I also sympathise with the people who wanted Jon to kill the Night King because he is such a hero, especially in seasons 4 to 8, really. Yes. Oh, it's a thing of beauty. It is a thing of beauty and it couldn't have happened fast enough.
Get his knife. Cut me loose, Hodor!
And that actually makes the moment genius, you know, because they could have just done that and then that's it, over. Cool, Bran's foiled Locke. He's made Hodor kill him by warging into him. But to then show Bran leaving Hodor and Hodor seeing the blood on his hands and such a gentle giant realising he's taken a human life, that just makes that actual moment really genius.
If he sees you, he won't let you go north. He's my brother.
Fucking hell. They toy with the tragedy of these siblings just almost touching one another and then not being able to cross paths so much in this show. It's so brutal, but also in the later seasons, you know, 7 and 8, when they finally start reconnecting, it's so moving because of all these almost moments.
Lots now.
Oh, even his little double dagger bow. I wish he wasn't an asshole, this character. In reality, though, it would be a tough ask for a guy with 2 daggers to battle a man with a long sword.
Some old man teach you how to stand.
I like that though, showing the dynamic and fighting style. He's basically like Braun if he was dialed up to 50. He'll know nothing but every single dirty trick in the book. Oh, take that, you fucking asshole. It's actually really satisfying. It was one of Crastel's daughters that did it as well. And you fucking had to upstage her, didn't you, John? Pulling the blade out slowly and cinematically and everything. Give her her moment in the sun, you little shit.
Are you alright?
I would say she's probably better now than she has been for the last, you know, 18 years of her life, if that.
Locke said there were 11 of them.
Where's Rust?
Is that the chubby guy with the beard? Yeah, it is. This guy's got no chance, who are we kidding? The double dagger guy was the alpha in that group of pieces of shit. I don't think Darkside Samwell Tarly's gonna have much of a chance. Yes, these direwolf kills are always so satisfying. Take that, you scumbag.
I missed you, boy.
And also, I just realised, Bran said we need to free Summer, and that's Ghost, which means that even though Summer fell into that spike trap last episode, she survived, so that's cool.
Burn it to the ground. And all the dead with it.
You know what's sad about this? When you think about how this show ends, those poor women probably just got engulfed into the Night King's army as the dead made their way south. They would have stood no chance. It's good to see that hellhole burn to the ground though. Okay, and that was episode 5 of season 4 of Game of Thrones, First of His Name, and I will be back in just a minute with my thoughts on that. So, First of His Name, what did I think of that? I think this whole season has probably been my favourite season so far in this rewatch. It's just so strong episode to episode, the writing seems tighter, just everything about it is great. Every single subplot as well I find interesting this season, which I feel is quite important, you know, because every show has to have subplots, side characters, etc. And that's the real shit that when you go back to it, maybe sometimes the first time you weren't fully focused on because you were paying attention to the primary plots or something like that. It's a lot to take in this show. And yeah, just all the subplots in this season are so interesting to me. I love the little bit of time we got with Arya and the Hound. I believe it's one of the last times we see them hanging out together because the way they are filmed even, it looks like they're now in the same region as Brienne and Podrick, and I know that when they intersect, that is the last of the Hound for the season, so I'm not looking forward to that. But yeah, just a little conversation with a list and stuff, and Arya's still one of these people that sometimes says things she doesn't mean. I genuinely don't think that if she had the chance she would kill the Hound now after what they've been through. The way she heard them say fuck the king in the tavern and then kill all the guys. Yeah, I don't think she means that one anymore. And also the scene with Brienne and Podrick, like I said, it was nice to see her warming to him by the end of it, but also I'm curious as to what's making her cold to him initially, because she doesn't seem like that to anyone else. She seems quite noble and respectful as she maneuvers around this world and interacts with characters. So what is it particularly about the situation with Podrick which is making her like that? just that she doesn't want a squire? Maybe that she's away from Jaime? Is it a missing Jaime thing? I have no idea what's going on, but yeah, like I said, it's cool to see them becoming better friends by the end of that scene. Tommen got sworn in. That's, you know, no complaints there. It's a king I can actually get behind. Long may he reign, as the episode title suggests. I like the little scene with Marjorie and Cersei as well. First of all, Marjorie literally even managing to finesse Cersei and circumvent her bullshit detector by acting as if she was unaware she was going to be asked to marry Tommen. And then hitting her with a double punch of like, I won't even know what to call you. Sister, mother. Oh, you know that stung Cersei so deeply. The actress that's playing Aunt Lysa in The Vale is doing such a good job of just capturing that unhinged mentality that some people have, especially when it becomes about paranoia toward their lovers and shit. But it just sucks to see Sansa end up there, and that's not even the real fire, you know, the real fire is the Dreadfort. This is the mini fire she's now been thrown into. And of course, I just always hate to see Peter Baelish gain power. In this episode, he made sure he married Lysa Arryn, so he now has control of the Vale if she should ever die. Oh, what a politically scheming little shit he is. And needless to say, I absolutely loved the whole closing segment of the Night's Watch party freeing the captured people from Craster's Keep. First of all, Locke is dead, glorious, and I think that's actually one of the best moments of this whole season. I think it would go over a lot of people's heads, the true power of it, but when you actually analyse that situation and think, you know, Hodor's went through his whole life probably never hurting a fly, and then Bran has made him kill someone. Obviously Bran was desperate and had to do what he had to do, but to just burden someone with that after you once again leave their body, I mean, my god, that's kind of fucked up. And this is the first scene we really get a glimpse of Jon in full hero mode. He's just going through motherfuckers, slaying people at will. He is truly being built to be one of the primary heroes of the show at this point. And it's really tragic he never got a chance to see Bran, but you know, third in line for Harry Potter made a good point. Jon would have just brought him back to the wall and Bran wouldn't have been able to continue on his journey to this tree. But at least Summer survived. I thought that direwolf was dead last episode, so nice. Anytime a direwolf doesn't die is a celebration. And Ghost and Jon are reunited, which is also cool. And then the closing shot of them poor women burning down Craster's Keep is really bittersweet to me. I mean, I hope they went as south can go, but I get the feeling they would probably just drift somewhere else within that general region. And thus, as I was saying during my reaction, I mean, if you actually think about it, they probably just got murdered and engulfed into the army of the dead by season 8, so you know, kind of a tragic story arc for those women. But man, what an amazing season so far, and I can't wait to see next week's episode. If you've liked this reaction, click like, subscribe to the channel to see more videos like this, ring the bell to be notified as to when they drop. If there's anything you want to talk about, comment down below and share this around to anyone you think might appreciate it or want to watch these reactions along with us. My Patreon link is down in the description. If you become a patron, you get access to my blog, you get access to these reactions I put on YouTube a month and a half in advance, and you also get access to full-length versions of everything I react to. So consider becoming a patron, it helps me and my channel out so much, and until next time, I have been BA, peace.